Welcome back to another video on my channel. So, I have started a new series in Clash of Clans and it is going to be called the Clash Games. And what this entails I will tell you in a few moments when I get into the game, because I do need to do it in the game for you to understand it completely. But the first troop I have chosen is the Barbarian. So this Barbarian is our chosen troop for this video, so stay tuned and let's get into it. Welcome everyone to the Clash Games. I'm now in the game and now I can tell you what these Clash Games are all about. So they are just 3 simple rules. The first rule being only one type of troop allowed. So we are doing the Barbarian. So as you can see, my army camps are full of Barbarians. All 4 my army camps are full of Barbarians. So only Barbarians allowed. I'm not allowed to use the Barbarian King. That is the second rule. So Barbarian King, you can actually just go to sleep. But I think if he's asleep, he still comes with us. Anyway, but he can go to sleep because if someone attacks me, I don't want to lose him. Anyway. And then the third rule being, if I go into my army, these 4 spells are going to be used with every single troop I use for these Clash Games. The lightning spell, the heal spell, the rage spell, and a poison spell. The poison spell is there instead of the earthquake because the poison spell is for the heroes. Because I'm not going to be using my Barbarian King, I do need the poison spell to weaken him a bit, or weaken the defending Barbarian King. Anyway, so that is the rules. Next up is the events, and the events are as follows. The first event is going to be how far they can get in this campaign single player map. So we're going to start at payback and we're going to go all the way down and see how far they can get, but not using more than the amount of troops I have. So I have 200 barbarians. I have 200 barbarians to try and see how far I can get in the map. If I use them on the map, I cannot reuse them. So every single attack, I'm going to have less and less barbarians to use. And that's basically the first event. The second event is I am going to go into multiplayer and attack 3 random bases. And we're going to see what is the best star or percentage I'm going to get. We're going to take down the stars and the percentage. So, and then later on I'm going to decide what I'm going to do with that. Because I'm not sure yet if stars should count more than percentage. And then the last thing is a very unfair event for some troops, because this event entails how much a troop costs. So it's actually going to be how much the entire army costs. In this case, the Clash Games army is my third one over there. You can see it. It costs 99,000 elixir. And then the first event is the single player campaign mode. I'm going to fast forward through this bit because it's a bit boring for me commentating every single attack because it's kind of pointless. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to fast forward through this and we'll have a chat at the end. Okay everyone, and that concludes our campaign mode. So we did Payback, Goblin Forest, Goblin Outpost, Rocky Fort, Goblin Gauntlet, Cannonball Run, 2 Smoky Barrels, Gold Rush, Magniot Line, Rat Valley, Brute Force, Gobbo Town, MS4 Mortar, Mega Blaster. And that is all that I got to. Mega Blaster I only got 19%, but that is how far the Barbarians and all those spells lasted. I did try and use them as efficiently as possible, so hopefully it is me attacking the whole time, so that is one constant. And that was the first event. On to the second one. The second event, I do need to do the army cost. So if we go into train troops, quick train, the army cost is 99,000 elixir, and that is basically what it is for the second event. So I'm going to train up 2 of those. And then I do think I'm going to have to need to boost my barracks. So let's boost my barracks and boost my spell towers as soon as I find them. There we go. And then also boost my Barbarian King. And then they should actually train up quite quickly now. So I will be back and we will do 3 attacks as soon as they are finished training. Okay, I'm back, and as you can see, there's like 28 seconds left, so I don't actually know why I boosted up the Barbarian King, because one of the rules, if you guys can remember, is the Barbarian King is not allowed. So it was completely pointless for me to boost up the Barbarian King if I'm not even going to be able to use him. So that spell should be done in 10 seconds. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and we are going to do some multiplayer live attacks, and then the rest of the troops should train up while I'm gone, which is pretty neat. There we go, last spell done. We can now go into multiplayer attacks and let's see how we can fare. Okay, and I have found a base. I am looking for wins from these raids, so I am looking for easy to pick off bases. Doesn't matter if they make up my elixir or not. I'm a bit worried about that, but okay, let's drop the poison spell straight on that Barbarian King. And then I think a lightning spell should hurt him. There we go. That did some damage, I hope. I don't think you can see the damage, but it did some damage. Okay, I'm not going to come in from these splash damage. Okay, they're all splash damage. Let's come in from this side. I'm going to drop in a bunch of barbarians right over here. And then what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to rage them up, otherwise they will not go inside this base. There we go, because they do need to get through that wall. It's a terrible thing, but they do need to get through a wall. There we go. Once they're through, I can send in some more. Drop a heal spell so they can take out that Barbarian King. There we go, and now they just need to get into the core of the base. Can they make it to the core of the base though? Okay, they're right on that wall now. Here we go. Okay, they're on the mortar. Then they need to take down that bomb tower. Where are you going off to, Bobs? No! Okay, they're no longer going where they're supposed to. I'm going to pick off some of these side buildings in the meantime. Going to see how many of them we can actually get. Just to see how much percentage we can actually pick off in this raid. Drop some over there, drop some over there, and there, and there. And then the rest are going to have to go in here. There we go. Okay. What am I on percentage-wise? This looks like a loss. This is definitely going to be a loss. I'm going to drop the last of them straight onto that cannon. Hopefully they can actually get the cannon. That wizard tower just annihilates, damn. These barbarians are terrible with splash damages though. Okay, and the first one is a 33% 0-star. That is quite interesting. Okay, so 33% 0-star for our first raid. Okay, so 33% 0-star for our first raid. That is going to take 21 cups from me. But I'm not too worried about my cups now because we are doing our Clash Games series. And here is the second base we are going to be attacking. I did find a Town Hall 7 for us to attack. Hopefully these wizard towers do a lot less damage this time. It seems like I'm going to be able to rush the space and just get straight into that core. Let's drop a poison spell on the Barbarian King. He should just get taken down a bit. I don't actually know if that is the most effective way of using that. I'm going to drop a bunch of them there, drop a bunch of them there. Drop one there, take down these outside buildings. And then what I need to do is hopefully get that laboratory. I need the lab to go down. I need the lab to go down. Come on, lab. There we go. And then all I need to do now is create the funnel, which is going to lead me straight into the core of this base. Okay. Now we just need to take down these collectors. Come on, collectors, and that army camp. And that army camp. And then I can drop a rage spell and a heal spell. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the lightning spell to take some of that hit points away from those buildings right there. Ooh, damn. They do have a defending dragon. Damn, okay. We're going to have to keep them distracted over here. We're going to have to... Ooh, I dropped the rage spell on the corner. Okay, this is going to go very badly. I do need to keep the dragon occupied over here though, while I attack the base from this side. Dragon, no, come here, dragon. The dragon is going to go for all those buildings. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go spam in. There we go. Drop in some more barbarians on this side. Keep the dragon occupied, because these barbarians are terrible against the dragon. There we go. Keep the dragon occupied, because I do not have air troops to take out this dragon. Okay, barbarians, come on guys, you need to get into the base. There we go, barbarians. Okay, the dragon's going to head over to the side soon. And this is going to be a worse attack than the previous one. It's actually exactly the same. And it's exactly the same, and it is minus 31 trophies. Well, a 0-star, 31%. And while these spells are finishing up, because my troops are done, just waiting for these last two spells, that poison spell in particular, the dragon did actually mess up that attack, but that is why I'm doing 3 attacks, so the barbarians have 3 chances to get the best score they possibly can. And I'm going to be doing the 3rd attack as soon as these spells are done. Okay, I've potentially found a base, and I'm not going to be stupid again. The clan castle's on the outside. And there are no troops in the clan castle. These defenses are not too high of a level. I am going to try and get to that town hall, because that gives me a win. Or I can just grab all these outside buildings, because that would also give me a win. First of all, we're going to grab these outside buildings right over there, like that. Hopefully they're not trolling me with some weird ass trap or something. There we go. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this mortar and archer tower and stuff like that. Should I drop the rage spell? No, it's not needed. I am going to drop the poison spell on a non-existent barbarian king. They don't actually have a barbarian king, which is great. Which means I can drop the poison spell right over there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the base. I'm going to drop a nice little spread like that. A lovely spread like that, because I do need to get to that archer tower. Archer tower is going to be my gateway into this base. I'm going to drop the lightning spell right over there, take care of this elixir collector, and then take care of that archer tower. Hopefully that should do it. I should be able to get into the base right about now. As soon as those 2 buildings are done, I can drop my rage spell. Let's drop the rage spell now, drop the heal spell, and then let's get into this base. Here we go. Some barbarians on that side as well. And then they should do some damage. Hopefully get into the core of this base. I have no idea what they're going to do. Let's just see what they're going to do. They should be able to grab quite a significant amount of loot. It's already better than the first raid, and that is a lot. That is not too bad, guys. As long as it's better than the first raid, it's fine. Can I grab the 3-star? Okay, I can drop barbarians there. They shouldn't affect anything. Okay. I did try and open up the base on this side though. That bomb tower is going to take me out. Okay, let's go. Let's just spam them all in here. And then the last ones are going to drop in there on that collect. There we go. Going to drop the last ones in there, and that should end the raid. This is going to be another 0-star, potentially a 1-star. We will have to see what these barbarians can do. That's already 40%, and that is then a 41% 0-star. It is minus 28 trophies. Again, I'm not too worried about trophies because I'm busy with something completely different. It's not a trophy push. And that is basically it for the Clash games. In the first event, they got to Mega Blaster with 19%. In the second event, the troop cost is 99,000 elixir, not dark elixir, elixir. And then the third event is their best raid is the 41% 0-star, as you can see in my attack log. And that concludes it for the Barbarians. Please join me in the next episode where I will be doing the next troop. And that was it for the first episode, well, the first troop I'm going to be using in my Clash games. If you liked it, please give it a little thumbs up. And then to stay tuned on this channel, please click the subscribe button down below so you can know who is going to be the winner of these Clash games. And then there are 2 videos on that side where you can then keep watching, or there are going to be 2 videos on that side which are going to be other troops. So I will see you guys in the next video.